Hello.
Happy St. COVID's Day.
Welcome to the Sexy Mark Voice Show.
We,
I don't have much of a normal voice this week.
why?
I got the Rona.
He's got the Rona. And for some reason, I don't, but I'm going to treat myself like I do. Our daughter, she's 11. And
Also has the Rona.
she has the Rona. So if we sound super deep and sexy today,
It's because of the Rona.
the Rona, welcome.
I'll probably do that a few times too.
Great way to kick it off.
Great way to kick it off. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a cough drop.
All right. So guys, for those who are watching the replay, you missed out on the live chat where I welcomed you all to the Friday Bean, but
Where's the live chat replay?
I used AI to welcome you to the Friday Bean. And then we had somebody reply in the comments, Laura. She had said, "Hello, Starla and Mark. I used AI chat to create this comment. I can't wait to see what you have for us today. I'm sure it will be filled with amazing content, and I'm excited to see what you have to share." So we wanted to show you ChatGPT, not just because like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people have asked me to cover it. And I didn't want to cover it right away because at first I was like, nothing can be better than human generated content, which is true. But then I started playing with it, and
It's pretty cool.
And I was like, okay, wait, maybe we got something here. Now, today's stream is not about trying to get you all to switch to using ChatGPT.
So please keep the hate to yourself.
And
we are not endorsing the AI stealing of art and intellectual property.
Right.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. The reason that we're covering this today is because so many people have asked for it. I was kind of apprehensive about it, but I tested it out. I actually did like it. I'm a believer now.
I had it write a song for me.
Yeah, he had it write a song.
A whole song, the synths and the drums and the lyrics and everything. It wrote everything.
We've really been testing its capabilities, just over the last few days to see what it can really do. And we've been giving it really hard prompts. We've been giving it prompts that, that would require a human looking over it. For example, he didn't ask it to write him just lyrics. He asked him to actually, he asked it to write him a song with all of like the instrumental parts.
I was specific. You have to be, it's like when you think about like if you had a genie and you had your 3 wishes, but the genie could be an evil little dirt bag and you have to like write out a whole terms and conditions for your wish.
Right.
That's kind of how you have to do things if you want it to be exactly what you want it to be. But it's actually a lot smarter than you'd think.
Yeah. Yeah. So, basically today what we want to do is, I know that a lot of you have voiced that you're nervous about it, that you don't know what to expect from it. So what we're going to do today is give you some examples of how you could use it for Etsy, because I definitely now see the benefits of using it for Etsy. And kind of let you guys share your opinions on if you think it's worth it, if it's something that you guys want to use. We're basically just showing you that it's out there. It is an option. And I especially think that this would be useful for those who struggle with English. I think that it would be a great option for you guys, because I know that that can be a huge issue when writing things like long product descriptions. I should have mentioned that Jojo was on my lap. We're dog sitting my mom's Chihuahua, and look at her. Isn't she cute? She's very old. All right, why don't you...
And she smells very bad.
She does. She has bad breath. Go play with Amy. And I think that it's also a really, really great option when you're too close to your product. So for example, you might make a fantastic product. You know what the benefits are of it. You know why you like it. But when you actually sit down to write that product description, it's like, I don't know how to describe this. I don't know what words to use. I don't know how to make this sound super exciting and sellable. And I know that that's an issue a lot of you have. And over the years, I've recommended to get words that sell by Richard Byon. It is a fantastic book. It's not a reading book. It's a book that you flip to and find enticing words based on the feelings that you want to evoke. So for example, there's like a section for romance if you've got like a romance related product, or exciting or epic. You can find really great combinations of words and phrases. But I also think that if you don't quite know how to use a book like that, and you're just not a strong writer, this might be a great alternative. So we're going to dive right into that. Just there was like this big, this big outcry of people who don't want to use any AI generated content because they want to keep their brands human. They don't like the idea of it. And I completely understand. I was actually in the same boat as you until I played with it. And I, as somebody who has to create content for the
it's a game changer.
Right.
It's an absolute game changer.
I have to create content for the alphas, for social media posts, for the E-Rank social media. I have to create content for YouTube videos. I often have to answer, I answer hundreds and hundreds of emails, often in the same exact way. I feel like this, on days when my brain isn't working at full capacity and I just need a little extra help, it's not something that's going to do all the work for you. You can't just like let it go and
No.
write. You have to read over it and make edits, but it can help you to take what you want to say and write it in a way that sounds really, really good. So
just give me a second to comment. There's a lot of comments.
That's fine.
Someone said, as a freelance writer, I find it upsetting. And someone had said you need to learn to use the tools because your competition is likely using it. And that's, we've talked about modernizing and how things move into the future. Horse and buggy riders got pretty upset when cars came along, but the smart ones learned to drive. Right. So it's a tool that you can use even as a freelance writer. People were upset that, maybe it could start writing music. It didn't do a perfect job, but it gave me a good starting point to be able to optimize instead of using all of my brain power to try to come up with all the monotonous stuff like a drum beat and all the stuff that comes up with it. It provides you with a baseline that you can then use your intelligence to optimize and make better. And the thing is, if it's able to do as good of a job as you, then you have something that you need to improve upon. And it gives you a goal to make yourself better than what the AI can produce. Because at the end of the day, it's just doing something that is the grunt work of what you can do. So let the AI make the initial prompt. And then you can take that initial prompt and you can edit it to fit the circumstances to the exact science that you want it to fit. Right. Yeah. So don't be upset by it. There are circumstances in which I understand people don't like AI. I don't particularly like it when it uses other people's art to create, new pieces of art. That there's definitely some moral conundrum to that, but things are always going to be moving forward and AI is an inevitability. So you can either jump on the train and learn to use it as it develops, or you can get left behind. And that choice is up to you. And it's unfortunate, but that's just how everything works with tech.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And I'm a writer too. I'm an author. I've got a science fiction book out and I'm working on a second one. But ChatGPT it's never going to be human. It makes a lot of mistakes, which you guys will probably get to see today. Now,
but it is an amazing baseline. It takes all the grunt work out of the work that you have to do. Even like you say, as a freelance writer, all the time you spend actually writing the prompt, when you have the idea in your head, if you can just put 2 sentences on paper, you have the idea there and it can just fill in the blanks and then you go through. That's a time saver. It's amazing. It allows you to take more clients. It allows you to have a faster and more efficient throughput. It might give you ideas for things that you didn't know because it's writing from different styles that are different perspectives from your own. Like, there's no way you can't think that that's an amazing tool. Even as a writer, that's an amazing tool.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
So I think that we're good to go ahead and just show you guys what it looks like. Now, unfortunately, I used 2 prompts today already. 3? Oh, I only used 2.
Oh, you used 3.
I only used 2. It must have registered 3. But I can read one of the prompts that I gave it to you guys. And then when my mom got here to drop off JoJo, I was explaining to my mom what it is. And I was like, well, let me do an example. And I had it write my mom a song about a woman named Gail who
I heard. I was in the bathroom.
Goes through life with a really big butt. And my mom thought it was hilarious. She was like, send me that song. And I'm like, Mom, you could play with this tool yourself. But she was
it's really not that hard to use.
Right.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Let's do it.
Can I zoom in? I can.
Okay.
Cool.
We're queuing it up.
Screen share. Okay.
So what I want you guys to do is tell us Gail from Bob's Burgers, tell us a product. And I want you to be specific. For example, the one that I gave it was gold, and emerald butterfly earrings. So really specific. So guys, go ahead. Toss a type of product. It can be something that you sell, but
try to be relatively specific, please.
Yeah, and we'll just pick one randomly from the comments that we believe will, provide a good prompt.
And someone had asked about possible copyright infringement. Well, let me tell you, Bobo, there's a way to double check that, and it's a plagiarism checker.
Yep, you can run
it. And they are free.
Yep, you can run it through a plagiarism checker to make sure that it. But I believe that everything that ChatGPT produces is supposed to be original when it comes to like the written content.
And Grammarly has one that you could use for free. Grammarly.com/plagiarism-checker.
All right. Let's see.
We've already got a couple rolling in. I'll go ahead and grab one. Warm, chunky blanket. That's not quite specific enough.
15-ounce ceramic sunflower mug. I like that one. Who said it was up a little ways? 15-ounce ceramic sunflower mug. That's very specific.
Okay, so let's go ahead and switch over to the screen.
All right, write me
a product listing.
Description. Yeah.
For a 15-ounce ceramic sunflower mug.
All right.
Send it.
Let's see what it gives us. It did change a little bit. The interface
It did.
changed.
And that's probably, it was down yesterday for a couple of hours. Maybe they were updating it.
Okay. So, wow, that was a lot faster.
That was pretty fast. Introducing our stunning 15-ounce ceramic sunflower mug. Add some sunshine to your morning routine with this beautifully designed mug that is sure to brighten your day. Featuring a vibrant sunflower motif on a crisp white background, this mug is perfect for sipping your favorite hot beverages in style. Made from our high-quality ceramic, it's both heat-resistant and dishwasher-safe, making it suitable for everyday use. The generous capacity ensures you can enjoy your favorite drink for longer. The beautiful and durable design also makes an ideal gift for your loved ones on any occasion. So why wait? Bring some warmth and joy to your life with our delightful sunflower mug. Order's yours now.
Wow.
And then if you wanted to, you could take this.
Pop it into a plagiarism checker.
Takes like a second.
I love Grammarly.
I do too.
Okay, so now it's just doing...
so now it just does basic things. And I would honestly recommend Grammarly for anyone it's free. Like you should use it. Using effect instead of affect. Conciseness, and a couple of small writing issues. It won't tell you those unless you pay, but yeah, we're clear.
All right, so you could literally use that for a social media description. Maybe you're good at writing your product descriptions, but you don't know how to write your social media captions. Like, there's a caption for you right there.
And all you have to do is take it, and if you need some things taken out, like
the white mug
made from high quality ceramic, it's both heat resistant. I mean, we know what ceramic is. You could take that out, right? But it's good filler in there. Google can detect that content was AI written, so you're not turning in a paper.
Yeah.
You're writing a listing description, so what does it matter?
Yep, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. When you're writing listing descriptions, this is the way that the future is likely moving. And as we said at the beginning, you guys don't have to use it. We're just showing you what it does.
You guys are the horse and buggy drivers, and you can either learn to drive the cars or you can get left in the dust. Yeah. I mean, that's unfortunately, that's the way that it is. And this might not be around for a long time. This might be you can only do this 10 times a day. Unless you actually download it, put it on your own server with the plus payment plan and all that kind of stuff, which that's above my head. So good luck. But
Right.
I think it's a good place to start.
And what Pam said, if you don't like that one, you can always type it and rewrite it. Exactly. You can just use this as, maybe to get some words. Like
you were literally given assignments in middle school. Write this in your own words.
Yeah.
Like this, it's a normal thing that people have been doing forever. I mean, how many times have companies written a description on their website for a plain black T-shirt in their own words? Like.
And there are terms in here, like, for example, featuring a vibrant sunflower motif. Okay,
Yes.
maybe I wouldn't have thought to word it that way. Maybe I just take that part and use it.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and grab another one. We are on the free version.
So I want to try to give it some more difficult things. I want a doomsday tent.
Gray stuffed animal robot with a red heart.
And an antenna.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one, Mal.
And I'm going to do it. Let's do this exact thing first. Exactly the same.
All right.
And then we come over here. Gray stuffed animal robot with a red heart.
Okay. And for those who are joining us late, Mark has COVID. That's why he sounds super deep. He's not being mean to you.
No, I'm not being mean to you.
He's just got COVID. I might have COVID, but I'm not sure. I've tested and it's always negative, but my throat hurts so freaking bad today.
Yeah, people say, I say please and thank you. I tried to stop. It feels weird. Yeah, because it's such an intelligent thing. I'll read that in just a second. It's such an intelligent thing that you think like, oh, I need to like be nice to it. But the best thing you can do with ChatGPT, honestly, don't try. Grammar doesn't even matter that much. Write all of your demands in specific exact sentences. Write me a product listing for this, period. It needs to be this and this, period. It needs to include this and this, period. Like, be as specific as possible and don't leave anything arbitrary.
You okay?
No, I have COVID.
No, I have COVID.
Okay. All right, what did it give us? I did write me a product listing description for gray stuffed animal robot with a red heart and an antenna. Now, see, that this is where it could get goofy because it doesn't know exactly what your product looks like. So this is where you might have to tweak it a little bit.
Let's see what it's... Here, I'll read this one.
No, it's fine.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Introducing our cute and huggable gray stuffed animal robot with a red heart and antenna. See, be a little more creative than that, right?
Yeah.
Made with soft and high quality materials, this adorable robot plush toy is perfect companion for kids or sci-fi enthusiasts. See, it context.
Yeah.
The gray fur is very soft to the touch, and it's the perfect color to match the futuristic design of this toy. The red heart on its chest adds a touch of cuteness to this already adorable robot, making it a great gift for Valentine's Day or any special occasion.
Okay, that's...
See how smart this is? I wouldn't have thought of that. This robot's antenna is fun and unique detail. Is a fun and unique detail that makes it stand out from the other stuffed animals in your collection. Children can also use it as a handle for carrying the toy around, which could lead to some imaginative playtime.
Wow.
Measuring at 12 inches tall, this plush robot, and you can adjust the size to how tall it actually is. This plush robot is a perfect size for snuggling in bed or bringing along family trips. It's also surface washable, which makes it easy to clean and maintain. Look, it's even filling out your stuff for you. All in all, this gray stuffed animal robot with a red heart and an antenna is an excellent addition to shorten that.
Yeah.
To any stuffed animal collection. Buy it today and let your child's imagination run wild.
Now, obviously, if you like crocheted it or something, you might
adjust it, right?
You might need to adjust. Can we? Well, I don't want to. I was going to say, can we recycle this prompt and add the word crochet and see how it varies? But
I don't want to waste our prompt.
We've only got 5.
We've got 5 left. That's okay. And then we can answer questions.
Yeah, somebody said, wait, scroll down to the bottom. Bro, you can literally pull keywords out of it. Yes, and check them in eRank. Now, I do want to say that there are a bunch of articles going around that says that ChatGPT can write your keywords for you or do your product titles.
I would not.
ChatGPT told Pam yesterday, like it told Pam that it does not do SEO, like it does not know keyword volume.
So, on that subject, if there are several, we tried to do dirty with this. Okay. So for one, yesterday, I asked it to write me, guitar tabs. I forget what the actual prompt was, but I told it to write me a song, gave it the key and all that kind of stuff. And it told me that it is not capable of writing a song because there's so much human nuance required to it. And it said to consult a music teacher or fellow musicians if you need help writing music.
That's cool.
We asked it, was it yesterday or the day before, to tell us what the best stocks to invest in on a specific date and what I mean, we really tried to do this thing dirty. And it told us to talk to a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Like, it won't let you go as hard. Now, there are ways around it. Like, I did have it write me an EDM song, and I just told it to provide me lyrics and MIDI and drum patterns, and it did that for me. It did give me a song. So it will kind of push sometimes, but it's kind of finicky. And if it doesn't want to do something, or you ask it to do something morally wrong, it won't do it. It just won't do it. Like, if you're like, tell me how to assassinate somebody, it'll be like, no, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
It's
exactly.
Bad. Killing people's bad. Okay.
So there is another thing that it could be good for, and that's when you have good keywords, but you don't know how to put them into a sentence. So can you type in?
Okay. Addicted to stacks again. I also tested AI written content, and it was detected as AI written every time I tested it. Why does that matter?
Right.
That's what I'm asking you. This is a product description, not a college paper. Why do you care? Why does it matter? Do you think Etsy's search algorithm is going to detect it as AI content and throw it in the trash? Because the system probably isn't that in depth yet. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think people need to figure out if Google is going to like the content. These are Etsy sellers.
Right.
Most Etsy sellers aren't making their sales on Google.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So let's go ahead and try to take a couple keywords that, like, say that you wanted to write a good product title, right? And you have your keyword ideas, but you don't know how to get them all into a sentence. So can you go into the search and type, write me one sentence using the words, and then let's do bronze. We'll use Pam's favorite keyword combination: bronze and opal steampunk engagement ring. So very, very specific thing, right? Totally made up product. All right.
They said it matters if Google gives you a penalty. Google doesn't give you a penalty. There is no penalty for using AI written content as of right now in Google.
Yeah, we
Zero.
Hey, look, here's the thing. We understand what you're saying, okay? We absolutely understand what you're saying. However, what we're doing today, and I mean, you can continue messaging in the chat, like that's fine. But what we're doing today is just showing sellers how this can be used. It is an option. And if it's not an option for you,
that's fine.
That's totally fine. We're just showing sellers how to use it. And if it's not something that you want to do, that's fine. But we've got to continue on with the show. I'm going to be the butthead right now because everybody gets mad at Mark for being the butthead. We've got.
Yeah, you're being a stickler for. I mean, the thing is,
right.
Google. We know Google doesn't care. Like right. Google can identify that it's AI written content, but they also don't care at all.
And at this time, as you know, somebody who works for eRank, we have to stay up to date on Etsy's algorithm. Etsy has not published anything that says that they do not accept AI generated content for descriptions, and neither have any of the social media platforms in terms of
so it's totally fine
writing out those captions.
Yes.
Is that something that could happen in the future? Sure. Etsy could also tell us, that you're not allowed to sell amber jewelry anymore. Oh, they already did that. So, of course, we can't predict laws and rules that might apply in the future. And we should always use caution and try to stay up to date. But for now, it is an option because nobody has stated that it can't be used. We're talking about Etsy's algorithm, not Google's algorithm. Etsy's algorithm isn't as smart as Google's algorithm. It is a very dumbed down version of what Google's algorithm is. And that's why it's so I won't say it's impossible to rank a listing both on Etsy and on Google, but the things that Etsy's algorithm likes, which are repetition, are things that Google's algorithm already doesn't like. So the likelihood that you're going to rank in both places, unless you have a totally unique product that nobody else makes and you use keyword identifiers that nobody else is using, therefore it's the one query that Google's going to be able to pull. The likelihood that you're going to rank in both places is, I've personally never seen it.
No.
Unless you're searching for a shop by name or a specific product that nobody else creates.
Right.
So, like I said,
Yeah.
this is
And another one of the things they said, use it as a base. And somebody had said, as a blog writer, I don't necessarily like it either. But at the end of the day, if you're more specific, let's talk blogs, for instance. If you're more specific in your actual writing prompt, the entirety of what comes out the other side is still your idea. That's like, oh, I'm a logger, so I still like to use an axe instead of using a chainsaw. No, that's stupid. You're going to use the chainsaw. You're going to be able to output more content more regularly. It's still your idea. It's still your words. You could take what it gives you and write it in your own words, and it's still going to be relatively similar to the thing you would have output. All it's doing is saving you time. It's a convenience, and there's nothing saying you have to use it. It's just, don't be surprised when other people writing in the same industry as you are able to put out 50 blogs at the pace that you're able to put out one.
right.
Like, that's just how it is. And obviously quality over quantity. I'm the same way, quality over quantity. But when something gets as smart as this, where it's able to give you like 90% the quality at 10 times the quantity, you can't really argue it that much anymore. And the whole difference between like the human touch and what the AI does is just the adjustments you make at the end of it. There really isn't a whole lot of a difference. And I know people don't like hearing things like that, but that's the honest truth. Everything that we do is patterns. And this takes patterns that it sees based on the prompt that it gives you, outputs something 75 to 100% accurate. It's as good or better than anything that we could write as humans. It's going to give ideas from perspectives that you couldn't possibly have. So obviously this is going to upset people. That's fine.
We knew it would.
We knew it would, but at the end of the day, this is just a suggestion and a way to have fun. I'm sick.
Right.
Like, there's nothing really big going on at the time, and this is a good idea, especially if you don't speak good English. We know that that's a huge, especially in the last couple of years, we've had a lot of non-native English speakers that want to come in and do their listings in English, and they could either go and they could pay somebody a couple $100 a week, or they could come into a tool like this, have their friend that does speak English kind of get the rough edges worked out, and then they don't have to waste hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars trying to get their listings to sound good.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead.
Anyway.
Let's do this title. So get the word me out of there. Write one sentence using the words
bronze and opal, steampunk, and
get rid of the word me. Write one sentence. It says write me one sentence. Okay, there we go. All right.
I mean, this is a sentence. Send. The bronze and opal steampunk engagement ring was unlike any other jewelry piece I've ever seen.
So that didn't work very well.
See, not specific enough. You need, if you want a listing description, you need to say, write me a product description
or a product title. Write me.
This is a product title. It's just gonna give you back this.
You're right. Yeah.
We shouldn't be doing titles anyway, because it's not going to SEO optimize.
No, and I meant like after they've done the research, after they've researched their keywords.
Okay, got it.
Putting those keywords in and trying to get sentence.
We have 4 left, so.
Okay. Well, then in that case, let's go ahead and grab another random one from the chat.
Okay.
Somebody had said
you can ask ChatGPT to critique something you have written.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, you can. You can say,
fun.
could you critique this for me, and it will. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've watched quite a few of the YouTubers do these things already. Painted wooden peg people family portraits.
Okay.
That might be a little too arbitrary. Steampunk necklace with an antique dial and a vintage bee charm.
Okay, that's very
specific. Let's see how it does. Okay, let's write me a product listing description for a.
All right. Let's see what it gives us. Okay.
Wow, that was quick. Transport yourself to a world of Victorian-inspired beauty with this stunning steampunk necklace. With its antique dial and vintage bead charm, this necklace is perfect for anyone looking for a unique and stylish accessory. The intricate details of this antique dial are delicately crafted, making this necklace a true showstopper. The vintage bead charm adds a touch of whimsy and femininity, creating an ethereal and elegant look.
Ethereal. That's a good word.
The necklace is crafted from high-quality materials, ensuring it will last for years to come. Whether you're dressing up for a night on the town or adding a touch of steampunk flair to your everyday wear, this necklace is the perfect choice. Order now and be the envy of all your steampunk-loving friends.
That's so good. I really, really like that one. And again, even if you didn't want to use that exact description, you could pull some great words to use for your descriptions. Delicately crafted. Let's see. Victorian inspired. Let's see. Whether you're dressing up for a night out on the town, steampunk flair. There are some really, really great terms in here that you could use for social media, that you could use for your descriptions. I really think that this is a good one.
Oh, that's really smart.
This was well generated.
People say you ask this to give you a description of something and then pop it into an AI image generator like DALL-E to actually generate the image. I wonder if AI are more capable of reading things that are AI generated than...
That's interesting.
Since they write for efficiency and not feeling.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right. Just a reminder, guys, I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the stream, but before we go on anymore, our charity today is once again for Save the Children. This one is helping the children that were in the Turkey and Syrian earthquakes. We've been running this charity now for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and we're up to $244. I noticed that several of you have already donated, so we really do appreciate it. Even $5 can add up really, really quickly when we have this many viewers, so please consider donating. We don't see any of that money. It goes directly to the Save the Children Foundation, and they are providing water, they're providing medical care, they're providing, I believe, products to help with emotional support for children who have lost their families. And I think that they're also still really, really helping those children in Ukraine as well. So please consider donating if you haven't already. All right.
Okay, I took this one because this one had a topic in it, like upcycling, and I'm curious what it can do with that. And then I have another idea that we can do after this that I think will be neat. Write me a product description for a women's ascot tie in emerald green made from upcycled neckties.
Okay. This one might be hard for
it does. And I have another one that'll be even more difficult, but I think it's a neat idea.
Man, introducing
our women's ascot tie in emerald green, a stunning and sustainable accessory that is perfect for any fashion. See, it pulled sustainability from upcycled.
Fashion forward
women. Crafted from upcycled neckties, this antique ascot tie showcases a vibrant emerald green hue that's sure to turn heads. Our skilled artisans carefully handpick and combine vintage ties to create a one-of-a-kind look that is both eco-friendly and stylish. A silky texture and expert craftsmanship make this ascot tie a luxurious addition to any outfit, whether you're headed to the office or getting ready for that special occasion. What's more, by choosing our upcycled women's ascot tie, you're supporting our commitment to sustainability and reducing waste. To stand out from the crowd with this chic and conscious accessory and feel good knowing that you're making a positive impact on the planet.
Wow.
And it was able to pull all of that just from the term upcycled. You see what I'm saying?
Sustainable.
All right, I'm going to pull to my face real quick.
Okay. Do you have a genius idea?
I have an idea, but I don't know how well it's going to go. Well, it's okay. Etsy just gave us this. Okay, I want something that's like a long listing description here. This is a shop that we had looked at before. Okay.
There's already a GPT 4.5 and it's evolving exponentially. I can barely keep up. Do I need to keep up with every single updated version? And what do you think is the average lifespan of each version?
I don't think it necessarily matters as long as the context coming out of it doesn't change that much.
Yeah. And not only that, but this tool just got big. What, in like December?
All right. I'm going to be really super specific with this first one. Let's go back. I took an Etsy listing.
This is one of...
Someone we had done a shop critique for. It was recommended when I pulled it up on here. I don't use Edge for anything other than our live streams. So
Soft Studio. We're going to kind of... If
put
you're
you on blast here. I just want to see what it can do. I'm not going to show your description because I don't want you to feel insignificant if this thing pulls out an absolute banger. Okay. let's see here. I want to be super specific. So write me a product. I'm gonna be specific. Etsy product listing description based. What did I? Oh, there's no C. Based on this type. Based on the. Oh man, how can I word that? On its title, which is.
Okay. I hope it doesn't use the word Etsy in the.
I don't either, but we can figure it out.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, people are asking about updates. Okay, see now it did a little bit of weird here. Welcome to our hand knit yellow mohair silk cardigan, the perfect addition to your cozy sweater collection with its boho inspired boasting balloon sleeves. In a unique texture, this cardigan is sure to become a staple in your wardrobe. Each cardigan is made by using a blend of luxurious mohair and silk, resulting in the ultra soft and warm feeling against your skin. The crochet details around the neckline and edges add a touch of elegance to this already stunning piece. Whether you're looking for a statement piece for your next night out or simply want to add a pop of color to your everyday wardrobe, short mohair silk cardigan is the perfect solution. So why wait? Treat yourself to a one-of-a-kind hand knit creation today. That's actually not bad.
That was pretty close for just
no, it did.
Title.
It did really good. It picked out the fact that it was boho. It knew what bohair or mohair was. It used the fact that it had
the balloon sleeves.
The fact that it was a cardigan. It used cozy somewhere in there.
Something about it being nice against your skin.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Based on just like if you hadn't written your description yet, but you had done all of your SEO research and you just took your title and gave it like that's going to be hard to beat. Okay, I'm going to find another listing, something a little different.
Why don't you do go to Amber's shop?
Because this is our last one.
Okay, go to Amber's shop because hers are all very specific related to like weird dog breeds.
I'm not
top left.
Yeah.
We'll see what we get for hers. You can probably screen share and.
Well, it's Etsy and it's my computer, so
right.
I don't want anybody seeing some.
All right, so this is obviously.
She doesn't do her SEO the same way anymore because she doesn't have to.
No, okay.
I don't think she's a good example.
Just grab one for a greeting card. All right, Tibetan Mastiff birthday greeting card, blank inside, card from the dog.
Okay.
So I actually like that.
I'm just going to use the same initial prompt. I think that's a good way to go. It seemed to like that.
Leave the slashes in it.
Yeah. I did last time.
Oh yeah. I want to see what it gives us with the slashes left in.
Yeah, and somebody said the adjectives are really useful. I'd agree. All right, last one. Let's see what it does with this. The fact that it's blank, card from the dog, for groomers, vets, and breed lovers. Hopefully it doesn't take that out of context.
Breed lovers.
It doesn't do adult stuff.
Yeah.
Just by the way.
Of course we tried.
Oh yeah, I absolutely tried. I also tried it on the image generator. It won't do it.
we had to know, right?
Yes. Celebrate your furry friend's special day with our Tibetan Mastiff birthday greeting card designed with love by our team of passionate pet lovers. This card features a beautiful image of a majestic Tibetan Mastiff along with adorable paw prints and a playful message. What's more, our card is blank inside, allowing you to personalize your message and express your love and appreciation for your furry friend.
So it said that there's a beautiful message, but then personalize your message because it's blank.
Exactly. So you have to adjust things sometimes. Perfect for groomers, vets, breed lovers, or anyone who has a soft spot for these amazing pups. Our card is made of high quality paper and printed with vivid colors that capture the essence of these gentle giants. So
gentle giants.
It was able to take the fact that it was a mastiff, identify that it was a large dog, and include that in the description. Whether you're looking for your thoughtful gift for your furry friend or searching for a unique card to brighten someone else's day, our Tibetan Mastiff birthday greeting card is a perfect choice. The one thing I will say is that the ends all kind of sound exactly the same. Like it's ender is all exactly the same. And I think if you were to do something different than write me a product listing, if you were to figure out a different way to pull this prompt, you might be able to get something different out of it. But that's no spicy. Will this be recorded? They always are.
Yep, you can always watch the replays. Right when it ends, it'll be a replay.
There's sometimes like a 3-minute delay on YouTube side, but
and it'll
anyway, yeah, that's freaking awesome.
We just we used all of our prompts. Now I did I did want to tell you guys about an amazing one that we generated when we very, very, very first played with the tool a few days ago. I'm going to read it.
Oh my God, yeah.
So
it's not my Tupac one, is it?
it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So we asked it the very first time that we played with the tool, we asked it to write us a rap song about why farts feel good
In the style of Tupac.
in the style of Tupac. And it said, verse 1,
Demonetization, here we come.
when that gas builds up and your tummy starts to rumble, you know what you got, or you know that you gotta let it go just to feel that relief so humble. It's like a weight lifted off your chest, a release that's hard to explain. It might sound gross to some at best, but it's a feeling we can't restrain. Farts feel good. Yeah, they do. Don't be ashamed. Let them out. It's true. They might stink or make a sound, but that feeling is so profound. You know it's not just physical, that feeling you get. It's psychological too. It's critical for your mind. It's a reset. So don't hold back. Let it flow. Feel that freedom that comes from within. It's a natural thing, you know? Embrace it. Let that fart begin.
Give me 1 second. I got another one that
That, you know what? I know that we said to write it in the style of Tupac.
it did not sound like it was in the style of
But
Tupac at all.
I feel like that would be like, you know, those children's books like written for little boys where they just think farts are the funniest thing in the whole world, like Captain Underpants and stuff. Tell me that wouldn't be like a hilarious book to like. I mean, maybe you guys don't want to encourage your kids to fart in
yeah,
public.
so I sent that to my friend, and he did a song about pooping in the style of Eminem. And I'm not going to read that one because it's just stupid. And then he did another one that was, I think it's in the style of Kendrick Lamar about picking boogers. And it did it. It really did it. And I love it. I love it so much.
You can have a lot of fun. You can have a lot of laughs with this.
Even if you don't want to use it for your products, it's a fun tool to play with. I had it write a story about bubbers.
Oh yeah, Bubbers on the farm.
Oh yeah, bubbers on the. I've got it saved.
Yeah, he said to write me a story about a cat named Bubbers who loves to eat goldfish crackers and who lives on a farm.
Can never screen share my Trello.
Yeah, you've got all kinds of silly stuff in there. All right. Oh, you didn't view edits. There you go.
There it is. That's too long. I don't want to read that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's too long. I'm not going to read that on stream. I'll cough my brains out. But yeah, it's a really fun tool, regardless of whether or not you like it. It's fun to play with. Go play with it.
All right. Farts are funny. And I'm almost here. Exactly. Come on now.
Oh yeah. People say farts aren't funny. And if you say they aren't funny, then you're the immature one. They're supposed to be.
Abby, can you use it for product descriptions? That's like what the whole stream was.
Yeah, go back to the beginning.
Yes, if you go, after we conclude, we did a bunch of really great product descriptions.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah. So look at all the laugh emojis.
I could use this to make a funny, sexy note to my hubby. South Park just did an episode about that where they were talking about using it as responses to text messages because the girls were sick of their boyfriends not like just sending thumbs up to everything that they said, and then the guys started using ChatGPT to reply, and it was like
you know what, that episode of South Park is actually what made me decide to check it out. Like I was like, okay, you know what, South Park has convinced me, so I checked it out, and I mean I do see a lot of benefit from it. But if you guys don't feel comfortable using it, if you're not ready for that, that's totally fine. We just want to show you that it is an option. There are some we have some alphas who have cognitive issues. We have some alphas who are disabled, who have trouble typing for long periods of time. There are so many other benefits to this that might be better for those who just can't sit and type out, big, long, creative descriptions. So if this isn't for you, if you're already super creative, if you don't feel like you need this, that's totally fine. But it is a great resource, and I can see a lot of benefits that it could have. And I see that, a lot of you have very specific cases where you say that it would be good for you. So, guys, that was it really. We didn't, expect this stream to last very long just because we only had 7.
No, we ended up making 45 minutes out of that. That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
You guys are good to get questions. I made a couple of people asking.
You okay?
Yeah, not really. is this something that we should use in our Etsy shops? We're not saying that you should, but you could. Somebody said, could you use it for the titles? I wouldn't use it for your titles because it is not an SEO expert. And if you were watching a few minutes ago, we actually said it will tell you that it is not good at SEO.
Yeah.
It will not do your SEO for you because it doesn't know the ins and outs of the systems. And if it does, if it's able to look that deep, because, you know, programs sometimes can see what we cannot see. If it were to figure something out like that, it might actually be breaking some laws by giving you that kind of information, just like we asked it to give us stock recommendations to invest on stocks, just out of curiosity. And I was gonna invest just like $50 just to see what it did, and it actually refused to give us any information and said we should consult a financial expert. So, should you use it for your Etsy listings? If you want to. I think it's a great place to start. I think if you have trouble, if you're having a day where maybe you're having a product launch and you're releasing 20, 30, 40 new listings for if you're a POD shop, and you're just like, man, I am burnt writing the same damn thing for different t-shirts, pop this open. It can take care of maybe 10 of your listings for you, and then you can move on. And don't just take them and copy and paste them directly into your listings. Make sure you're reading them thoroughly, because sometimes it might be a word in there that doesn't make sense, or it might say something that doesn't make sense, you know. But I think it's a good tool for it's taking time and giving it back to you.
Exactly.
Like, all this time you have to spend writing listing descriptions, especially if you're not good with typing, that might be something that takes you for freaking ever. We understand some people have only been using computers for a couple of years. It might take you an hour to write a listing description.
That's true.
Like, this is something that could save you hours and hours and hours of time. And I think that's beneficial. It's not for everybody. Some people don't like it, and I understand why you wouldn't like it. It takes the human element out of it. But at the end of the day, it's just text on a screen, and there's no difference really between a human and a computer. So
yeah,
if you like it, use it. If you don't use it.
Maki's had asked, have you tried the Canva Magic? And is ChatGPT any different? I actually haven't. I am going to be, and if you guys haven't seen it yet, Canva is doing their like annual like convention webinar thing next week that I signed up for. So I'm going to be watching that, and I'm sure that they're going to cover it there. But you should have a prompt on your Canva dashboard. But I haven't personally tried that one. This is my first time, you know, playing with an AI text tool. I've done the image, you know, AIs just to play with them to see
for fun.
Right, just to see what they do.
They're not anywhere near as good as this.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as good. My initial idea for the Bubber story was actually to take that and then take each individual paragraph and paste that into their image generator and have it generate images for like a children's book, and then take the whole thing and make it into a children's book. And the
just to see if it would do it.
The one for Bubbers ended up so cursed looking that I just couldn't do it. It was like a cat walking in a field, but its eyeballs were all like I was like, no, this is terrifying.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah. I need to go real quick if you want to look for some questions.
Sure.
I will be right back, y'all.
Let's see. Amy had said, I'm 60. I used to be an okay writer, but now I just have permanent writer's block. This is for me. Yeah, and all you need are like a couple words, you know, just a couple ideas to springboard. And I know a lot of people, the argument is, well, you know, I'm a professional writer. I do this for a living, and this is going to, you know, you should hire me instead. But the thing is, how many of you realistically are hiring out things like your product descriptions? There's still going to be a lot of people who would prefer to have a human do this. But then there are some people who would have never paid to have their product descriptions written. They would have just settled with whatever they could produce, whether it was good or not. So it's almost like the people, they're not your target audience, if that makes sense. Let's see. Starla, I'm using Everbee, thinking about moving to eRank. Yes or no? I haven't really understood Everbee except for stealing tags. I'm a manager at eRank, so my thought is, of course, because I'm a manager at eRank. The great thing about eRank compared to any other SEO tools, and you guys can look this up for yourself using the eRank Sites tool, you can see the E rank is the most popular. It's indisputable. We have the traffic stats for all of these SEO platforms. E rank is the biggest because it is the biggest, and because data is so expensive, like brand new house every month expensive. That just means that eRank is able to afford more data than a lot of our smaller and newer competitors. With eRank being the biggest, that means that we have the most customers. That means that we make the most money. And a little fun fact, Anthony Wolf, our CEO, is like the lowest paid employee of the company. He puts all of the money back into buying more data and enhancing the tools. So I'm a huge fan of eRank. It is a little challenging to use, but we're constantly improving it. We just added a new chat feature that you should all have now. It's down in the bottom right corner of your eRank dashboard. And when you click that, it's not just a live chat, which Anthony, by the way, is the one manning that right now for
what? Why?
Because he's wanting to like talk to people and, you know, get
Okay. I mean, I get it, but
how many CEOs?
That's not CEO work, but
right. But he's
good on him.
I was going to say he's a great CEO. But when you click that, it also will give you articles related to the page that you're on if you need help. So, and obviously I've got tons of videos on my channel. You go to the eRank YouTube channel. Pam Duthie has been working her butt off creating videos over there, teaching you how to use each of the tools. And we do a live stream every Thursday over on the eRank channel where you can ask questions. So feel free to check it out.
Shout out to Flint's Mints for like making life a lot easier on COVID.
Yeah.
Please make your mouth water.
Let's see.
Oh no.
They literally make your mouth water.
They literally do. They make your mouth profusely water.
Let's see. Jill had said I use writer and put some keywords in the prompt. I used them, but I still added to it. I liked it because it took a different approach to the description. Yeah, it's like,
I mean, there's other things you got to add to your descriptions too. There's like size, care instructions. There's all sorts of things that you still have to add. But
ooh, Mal, I love this. And we all know that customers don't read the descriptions anyway, so why not work smarter? Exactly. But very few customers are going to read your descriptions. So, you know, if it's something that only a small percentage of your customers are even going to look at, why invest like an hour into writing a perfect product description when you could be investing that hour into making your actual items, which I know is what you guys primarily like to do. You guys tell me all the time, man, I love making my products, but I hate all the other stuff that comes with it. I hate the writing and the social media marketing and yada, yada. Like, this is a way to make that just a little bit faster if you want to. So, let's see. Would you include the call to action it includes, like at the end of the, you know, get yours today?
I mean, yeah, sometimes I think it depends on the product. If it feels, that's going to be like from person to person. If it feels like something you would say, then yes. Again, that's why we said don't use this as like this is what your product description is. Take it, use it as a baseline, and then make it sound like yours. Change the words that you don't like, add words that you think are missing, add or remove sentences that don't quite make sense for your brand. You still have to brand what it says. It just takes the grunt work out of writing a multi-paragraph long description. It fills in all the bull crap in between, like how to describe a specific thing. There's only so many ways you can describe something. Like, and it's going to give one of the like 3 ways you could describe your product.
Yeah.
Might as well just save the time.
Abby said, I use the head keyword a lot, like cute panda hoodie, aesthetic hoodie, and Y2K hoodie. Would it be better to do panda hoodie and Y2K aesthetic instead, only repeating words a few times? You don't need to repeat words unless you really are trying to hit those exact matches. And unless that keyword is just so astounding, so wonderful, it's got like you've seen amazing search volumes and click-through rate, and there's no competition for it, you don't need to try to get an exact match for all of your terms. I think that Y2K aesthetic panda hoodie would be perfectly fine. Then you don't have to repeat, you know, hoodie. You don't need to repeat
hoodie. Hood up.
Hood up. Let's see.
I just opened my Etsy shop in December, handmade gifts, but I'm really excited to try POD. Is it too early to open a second shop? T-shirts won't go with my first shop. Thanks.
It's never too early to open a second shop. Just make sure that you're happy with the, you know, with how you're currently running your business. I always tell sellers that opening 2 shops does not equal double money. It equals double time. So make sure that, that you're up for that, because POD, it is quick and it is a lot easier than shipping things. But it comes with its own set of challenges. You can't just let it run on autopilot.
Saw a gazebo AI illustration that was very cool until you look closer and saw an owl-faced cyclops sitting in human clothes, sitting at a mid-century modern, not a picnic table inside. Yeah, AI generated images to me are what I imagine trips on LSD are like. They're just like nonsensical, but they look real. That's what I feel like it's like. Anyway.
Laura had said, for those copywriters who don't like this, I'm a graphic designer by trade, and Canva has enabled business owners to do a ton of stuff. But I can tell you that my skills are still needed. Exactly, because Canva, there is a chance that when you create your logo with Canva, that somebody else is going to have something very, very similar to you, because those images are just out in the world for anybody to use in different ways. But as a graphic designer, you're creating something special for that person in your style that is exclusive to them, and nobody else is going to have it. So, and this is the same, nobody else is going to be able to, no AI tool is going to be able to write a perfect story or a perfect blog post. Your services will still be needed.
Drink some BioLite. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's electrolytes. However, just watched a video today comparing all the different sports energy drinks. And Gatorade is the only one on the market that has the correct ratio of sodium to potassium. It's almost 1-to-1 with what you need. So Diet Gatorade is the best thing that you can drink for electrolytes. Anyway.
Let's see. I have over 500 listings and can't get traffic at all. I've got a video on my channel about how to make your listings sell. It was from right after Christmas. That will give you some actionable tips on things that you can do before you change your SEO. SEO should be like your last resort to change. That might be a good thing to look at. Can you not get your data?
I literally cannot open it.
Do you want me to try?
Can't. I guarantee you can't open it. What? What is that?
I open the pickle jars in this house.
I guess so.
Let's see.
Maybe I'm just too greasy.
You too greasy. He's got the COVID grease.
Whoa, that tastes gross after those mints. Oh, wow.
You can even ask for social media content calendar ideas. That's cool. Let's see. All
right. I write better than average descriptions. I just tried the chatbot for one of my items and it was nearly as good as mine. And we'll use then adjust.
Awesome.
Love it. And we'll use and adjust. Got it.
Perfect.
I don't read emojis like words just yet. I'm like heart and then it and
heart
we'll
it.
Use. No, it's not even part of the sentence. It's like it's a response for me.
Right. You only have so many characters for your comment.
I know.
Okay. Should I separate my digital journals from digitals for DIY home decor? I have separate YouTube channels. I mean, that's up to you. Digitals for journals from digitals for DIY home decor. Those are two different things, but if the style is the same, if it's all like boho themed, for example, or if it's all like, themed in, I don't know, like cats, or it's all themed in like mom organization, I don't know, then you could make them cohesive. But if they're totally different, you could split them up. Let's see.
They're darbs.
Okay.
I watched another video and they stated for keyword tags, you don't need to add words that are already in your description and title. Do you agree with this?
No,
absolutely
that's
not.
The exact opposite
of
what you should be doing.
Etsy said a few months ago, I think it was just prior to Christmas, it might have been a little earlier than that, that descriptions were going to start carrying weight with SEO.
Oh, that was in the spring.
Was it in spring last year?
Mm-hmm.
Man, time flies. While they technically probably do, they carry little to almost no weight in your descriptions.
Yeah.
More than likely, and Anthony, I need to talk with him to see if his opinion has changed on this. More than likely, it's going to be used more for categorization than actual SEO at the end of the day. Like if you have a red product and somebody else has a black product and it's only in your descriptions, it might be able to determine that your product should go first based on the fact that it's red instead of black. Like descriptions don't carry any SEO weight almost at all. So no, if it's in your description, it doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't need to be in your title. That's bullcrap.
Here's how it goes. So algorithmic totem pole, right? This is order of importance. Title is the most important. Everything that you want to be known for, the most important things that you want to be known for, those go in your title, okay? Second most important thing are your tags. Everything that is in your title that you want to be known for should be in your tags. But not everything that is in your tags also needs to be in your title, because obviously we have a lot of tag space, right? So everything that's in your title, in your tags. Not everything in your tags needs to be in your title. Basically what we want to do is tell Etsy repeatedly, like, hey, I am reiterating again and again and again that I want to be known for, silver birthstone necklace, silver birthstone necklace in title, silver birthstone necklace in tags. And then next in the algorithmic totem pole is your attributes. Those are all those little drop down menus that you have that are under your title when you're filling out your listing description. And it's like, what's the style? What's the occasion? Who's it for? Men, women, yada, yada. That is, next in the algorithmic totem pole. You want to basically see those kind of as bonus tags. Etsy kind of sees them the same as tags. Etsy technically tells us that anything that we put in our attributes doesn't need to be repeated in our tags. It's very unlikely that you're going to be able to successfully fill out all 13 tags without having trouble. So I personally will reiterate, if it's, if I select that it's made with a gemstone and I select emerald from the gemstone list, I'll still put emerald down in the tag section as well. Next in the algorithmic totem pole at the very bottom is descriptions. Etsy's basically, from what we have found, and I've got a video where we test this, from what we have found through our research and our research over at eRank, Etsy is just looking for what you want to be known for. We'll say sterling silver birthstone necklace. They're just looking for that extra little bit of context, that reiteration of the thing that you want to be known for. That doesn't mean that you need to grab your whole title and copy it and paste it into your description like we all used to do back in like 2012. I know that was a common practice back then, but
it's not necessary now. I still see it a lot though.
Right. You don't need to do that. Just make sure that in some way you have kind of sprinkled in what you want to be known for into your descriptions and you're fine. But the
framework, it will generally work.
That's cool. I might play with that later.
I just got hit with some whack vertigo.
You okay?
Yeah. Sorry guys. If you're just joining or joining late, I have COVID and it's day 4, but I'm still kind of getting hit hard.
Yeah.
I'm niching down, but have 5 or so shirts that have done well that are not in my new niche. I'm 3 months old, 40 sales, afraid to remove those because of traffic / store score. Thoughts, remove them or not?
Your best sellers tell you what your customers are most interested in. So you have to make that choice for yourself. Obviously you're going to lose traction in traffic if you remove them, but it's not going to harm your other listings or your other shop. It's just any little brownie points that you were getting on those specific listings, they're not going to be available to purchase anymore. So, your customers are telling you what they want to buy, but if you're not passionate about it, maybe you like make dog products and you've got like 3 basketball shirts that sell well, but you hate basketball. You don't even like basketball. Why'd you even add those basketball listings in your shop? But why are they the things that are selling? Sometimes it's worth it to say, you know what? I don't like basketball. And even though these things are selling, it is worth, getting rid of these things to better my brand and, define my focus and start catering more to the people who I want to sell to, which are dog owners. And, it might take a little bit more time to build up the products that you want to be known for. But it's really about what's going to make you happy as a business owner and making your brand a little bit more cohesive and complete. Ultimately, it's up to you. You are going to lose, the traffic that you were getting from those listings. They're not available anymore. But in the long run, you have to ask yourself, a year down the road, what do I want my business to consist of? What products do I want to offer? Do I want to continue offering these products? And if the answer is no, then, feel free to get rid of them.
For YouTube, is it still important to ask viewers to hit the like button? Does it help as much as it used to? Thanks. Yeah, it does. Every like and subscribe definitely helps. Speaking of like and subscribe. Yeah. I've got COVID and I'm still here. Like for COVID, Mark. Don't like for that.
Yeah, YouTube
Yeah.
from what they've told us, likes, it's not so much that they even care about likes and dislikes.
It's any interaction at all whatsoever.
Yeah, it's comments, it's you know, it's likes, it's engagement basically. YouTube likes engagement. So and that's why, you know, my videos are like my Etsy, you know, they're like Etsy listings, right? Every time you guys engage with my videos, you're kind of boosting like my SEO. You're boosting my listing quality scores, so to speak. You're helping the YouTube algorithm to recommend my videos to more people, which is what happens to your Etsy listings as well. The more that people positively interact with those listings naturally and organically in search while they're shopping, the more likely it is that Etsy is going to, you know, increase your overall listing quality score and show that listing to more people because they realize that people find interest in this type of product.
Over 10,000 sales. Got my first. Congratulations. You sold something because of an Etsy ad.
Hey, that's
Hey,
great.
a sale's a sale, right?
That's awesome.
Dude, please go lay down.
Aw.
I do appreciate all of the love. However, dude, I have been laying down for 3 days straight. I'm so bored. I'm happy to be here doing this, believe it or not.
He's been...
Get your questions in. They don't have to be related to the topic at hand, but we still got like 20 minutes left and there's 300 of you here. So
Yeah.
I know y'all got some kind of
feel free to
questions.
Yeah, you don't have to ask us about ChatGPT. I know that we've kind of covered that, but feel free to ask us your Etsy questions.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that Mark is the data analyst at erank.com. I am the manager for customer success over at erank.com. If you have questions about erank, we're happy to answer those. If you have questions about SEO, Etsy's algorithm, we can answer it to the best of our abilities. If you've got questions about marketing on social media, I'm pretty good with Instagram. As of right now, for those of you who do follow my business Instagram account, which is Handmade Alphas, I am working really hard to both refine my Instagram aesthetic. So I just redid all of my highlight covers. I am working on producing more Reels content, more YouTube shorts, more TikTok videos. I'm really trying to buckle down on creating as much valuable content for you guys as possible this year. 2 years ago, I took a little bit of a break from YouTube, and we did the Friday Bean, but I didn't upload any videos. My grandma had just passed away. Itty Beans, our Chihuahua, was getting really sick, and she passed away a year ago yesterday. So I was kind of in a slump. I was writing my science fiction book as an escape. But now I'm feeling good. Like I got to take my little break and I'm feeling good. And I'm like, let's see if we can make content every single day. Like, let's see if we can make something good for you guys. So YouTube shorts are something I'm doing twice a week now. We do the live streams every Friday. I do a video every Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday's video is huge. You guys need to look out for it. I'm actually going to record it when we're done here today. But it's talking about a very dangerous scam that's taking place on Etsy that feels like it's legit. It feels like an actual like customer talking to you. So I will be covering that in its fullest on Tuesday with lots of great information and some warnings. Especially if you're newer to Etsy, I highly recommend looking out for it because I want you guys to stay safe.
Okay, so we got a few questions.
Cool.
What are the most important things to check out on eRank?
Keyword tool and trend reports are my two favorite. Keyword tool is going to, obviously putting in a couple keywords associated with your listings. It's going to tell you how many people are searching for, average searches for that particular type of product. It's going to show you common price points for that type of product. It's going to show you alternate keywords that are related to that type of product. It's going to show you how many people are clicking on listings that have those types of keywords. Keyword tool is my favorite. And then obviously the trend reports are great if you want to see what, the top 100 searches are on Etsy for different niches. So like paper and party supplies, home and living. There's a whole POD section that we've added over in the monthly trend report. So like shirts, hoodies, phone cases, tote bags, which I really like sifting through.
Do you know if eRank will ever have plans to have resources with Shopify like they do for Etsy?
We actually, I can't confirm or deny, but I do know that Anthony has been talking. I believe he's been talking to Shopify. I'm not 100% sure where that's going right now. So yeah, we're trying to, but I cannot confirm yet. If that's actually going anywhere. I'm not sure. That would be a good question for Anthony, though.
Someone asked if I could explain frequency capping. I don't know enough about it to be able to speak on it.
Frequency,
unfortunately.
In what context? Because
there's only one context for frequency capping. It's the amount of times an ad is being shown, restricted number of visitors to a website. It's a complicated topic.
Right. Do you mean frequency capping in terms of the number of listings from a specific shop that are shown on a search page, or do you mean with ads specifically? Because a lot of people say that there is frequency capping in Etsy search pages that basically, they call it competing with yourself. You don't use the same, keywords in multiple listings in your Etsy shop because you'll compete with yourself. But that's bogus. It's not true. You can go to Etsy right now and search for a product and see the same shop product show up multiple times on a search page. There's no such thing as competing with yourself on Etsy. But if that's not what you're talking about, feel free to let us know.
Do you have a Reels how-to?
I have a video on how to edit Instagram Reels. I believe if you just go to my channel or if you go to YouTube and you search Starla Reels, I've got a couple different videos on Reels. I've got a couple episodes of the Friday Bean that are longer and how to do them in Canva. But then I also have my favorite video editing tool, which is CapCut. And I show you how to make Reels with that.
How does POD work with personalized products?
So you can set your products to not automatically fulfill. So basically, for most POD shops, if a purchase is made, that order goes straight to the POD service that you're using, Printful, Printify, yada, yada. And they start fulfilling the order immediately. But you can set it so that you have to basically place the order within your POD service. So if you wanted, a shirt to say, I love, boyfriend's name, and you wanted to make sure that you got to customize it before it went to print, you could manually place that order through your POD company, and basically it's almost like you intercept it before it goes to the POD. And it's a more manual process, which is fine. It's a little bit more time consuming, but it is a possibility.
Do you know how to connect your Etsy to your Pinterest?
I don't believe that you can do shoppable pins with Etsy and Pinterest anymore. Unless I think that I saw somewhere that they took away that capability. Now, what you can do is, and feel free to correct me if anybody knows for sure, but I believe that they took that capability away. What you can do is still pin. You go to Pinterest, you click the plus button to create a new pin, you upload your own photo, you write out your own little pin description, you write out your pin title, and then you put your link to that Etsy listing in your links. That's not like a shoppable pin, but still, if they clicked on the pin, it would take them to that listing. You can do that. It's just manual.
I'm working on opening my shop. Would it be best to start with an email list from the start, even with absolutely no sales, or would you wait to get a few before inviting people to join my list?
We had this exact question during the eRank live stream yesterday. Was that you? Did you ask that yesterday? Or is it just the weirdest coincidence? Start your email list as soon as possible. When I have a new project, like we'll use my science fiction book, for example. When I started teasing that I was writing a science fiction book, I released the email list before there was ever a book to buy. And I didn't tell anybody anything about it. I'm like, hey, this is kind of weird for me, but I'm writing a science fiction book. Here's the email list where you can join to hear more about it. And when my book actually launched for pre-order, I already had like 50 people on my email list ready to buy the book, and they did. So I think that it's a great idea. Now, don't expect to get a ton of people signing up yet, especially if they don't know what they're signing up for. But, a couple is better than nobody. So I would start an email list as soon as possible, which is one of the things that we teach in Handmade Alpha Academy. I do have a video on my channel about email lists, but it doesn't go into huge specifics because of the laws and legalities related to email lists, GDPR, the CAN-SPAM Act. Those are things that you need to read up on. In my coaching program, I'm able to kind of, direct my students a little bit more, and they can reach out for help. But I don't put that content on my YouTube channel just because I don't want to be responsible if you mess something up. However, MailChimp is free, up to 500 subscribers. Used to be 2,000. They changed it. And they've got a YouTube channel where they walk you through a lot of it. So I highly recommend MailChimp if you're new, and I highly recommend checking out their YouTube channel if you need help with it.
Sorry, I joined late. Is it good to use ChatGPT to help with descriptions? Yeah, you should just go back to the beginning and watch.
Yeah, Christian. We covered we covered pretty much all of that.
Yeah, provided I ask it to rewrite it as a 20-year-old human. Text doesn't generally have an age feel to it, and the difference between like us at like 30 and people at 60, the difference in writing isn't as dramatic as between like now and like the early 1900s, right? So it'll understand the context based upon the prompts that you're giving it. Go back to the beginning and watch it, and you'll see what we're talking about.
And try it out. Like, you get 10 free, 10 prompts a day for ChatGPT, and then it refreshes the next day. So try it and see what it gives you.
And the one we were using today, just by the way, it's chat-gpt.org. Excuse me. Not OpenAI. What's your opinion adding digital files to a current shop that sells physical items, or open a new shop for just digital items?
What kind of items are they? Items doesn't tell me what they are. Digital items isn't a niche. Are they all related to, dogs? Are they, some digital dog prints versus, they buy the prints in their physical products? That would be fine. It sounds like it's a cohesive niche.
When you decide your shop has failed, like how long do you give it?
Well, you don't. If you're just sitting around waiting for your shop to succeed, you're probably not going to be successful. And
Success and failure are both a mindset.
Exactly. So. You should be working every single day to improve, and learning and trying to improve the areas that aren't working, and be willing to pivot. Some creators get so married to their ideas that when something doesn't work, they say, well, I failed, I'm done, I'm throwing in the towel. When in reality, you need to be able to pivot. You need to be able to say, okay, this didn't work, but let's try this.
That's a victim mentality. You can't do that. You have to be an optimist.
Yeah. So continue working at what you're doing, and don't be afraid to say, you know what? Okay, this way that I'm doing things isn't working, but maybe if I tried it like this, or maybe if I pivoted this way. We had a student a while back. She created aprons and dog bandanas, and she's like, I'm going to have to split my shop up. These are two totally different niches. These don't match. And I was like, wait. Aprons and dog bandanas. Think about that. When you're in the kitchen cooking, where's the dog? The dog is under your feet. What if you did sets of matching aprons and dog bandanas for mom and mom's little helper in the kitchen, and you made a cohesive product line? That's taking two products that are totally unrelated and combining them in an innovative way. So there are always solutions to weird problems like that. Sometimes you just need a little help finding them. So feel free to post in the free Handmade Alpha Facebook community.
Link down below the video.
And sometimes some of our other sellers can kind of help you think of new ways to market what you already have.
Did y'all talk about that bank? Nope, we did not talk about the bank, and we won't talk about that bank, because listening to anyone who's not a financial expert about it is not going to know what they're talking about.
I think it's resolved.
It's an extremely complicated issue. Basically, a bank went under, and
it's happened before. 2008.
Yeah,
it happened with Washington Mutual, right? Washington Mutual.
Yeah. It happens.
It happens, and it has happened. And I believe that the Etsy sellers who were late being paid out have already been paid out.
And if not, they're on their way too.
Yep.
Essentially, they went with a bank that would insure their money more than what most, because federal banks will only insure up to a certain portion of money, and the rest of it has to be invested in other super financial stuff's complicated. Basically, this was a bank that would insure more amounts of money, but in order to do that, they had to invest their money, and those things ended up getting interest. They ended up losing money, and the bank went under.
It happens.
It happens.
Unfortunately.
Somebody made a stupid decision. Can you recommend POD companies, any that print over the entire shirt, or is it only possible to print front to back?
Yes. So both Printful and Printify, who I just did a webinar with, by the way, it's linked down below if you want to watch it. Printful and Printify both do all over prints. So what you want to look for is AOP. So AOP shirts, all over print shirts. Both of those companies offer those services. They offer all kinds of AOP products, AOP pants, AOP, bags and things like that. But that's the term that you're looking for is AOP.
I'm shooketh. The AI thing writes crochet patterns. I'm about to test it.
What? That's weird.
If you're having a rough day, why not?
That's cool.
What's the best way to collect emails on Etsy to add to a platform like Klaviyo or MailChimp? You cannot just collect their email addresses. They have to opt in to something like that.
Yeah, you legally cannot just grab their email.
It's against the law, dog.
Yep. You need to offer them a way to opt in of their own free will. So you could add like a QR code into your 10 listing photos or give them a URL where they could opt in. Most of the time they need an incentive to. So one of the things that we teach in the Handmade Alpha Academy is to offer an automatic discount code. Most of these email services have a welcome email. So when they join, they get sent a welcome to our email list. Customize that with a coupon code. That way, you can put in your listings. Do you want to get 20% off this order right now? The order that you're about to place? Of course they do. They want to save money. Join our email list and we'll send you an automatic discount code. So that's usually the best way to do it.
I'm also a Turk and I live in Turkey. Thank you very much for your aid campaign.
Aww.
Long-time follower. I'm very happy.
I hope that you're staying safe. I hope that things are starting to calm down. I know that it was getting really, really bad as they were like starting to, dig through the wreckage. So I'm hoping that things
it was rough. I'm sorry. We feel bad.
Yeah. I hope that things are starting to kind of get cleaned up and that, that everybody's staying safe.
How you guys feeling? Still COVID-y? She never got it.
As far as I know.
As far as
my
she
tests
knows. She's
have all been
asymptomatic and all of her tests are negative. I'm at about 10% of what I was, believe it or not.
He was, yeah.
I just got my first bout of vertigo today, unfortunately. I'm kind of nervous about starting a list. Really appreciate the encouragement. What do you use for your email list?
MailChimp.
We use MailChimp, and we do not teach that publicly because there's a lot of legal stuff to it.
Yep, but just write it down. GDP. Just if you Google GDPR email lists, you'll get some info. And MailChimp makes GDPR compliance really easy. And then the CAN Spam Act, all capital letters, CAN Spam Act. Google that. That way you can make sure that you're complying.
You say your bestsellers tell you what your customers want, but my bestseller is a skirt inspired from Mirabelle from Encanto. I want to do costumes cosplay, but I stopped because of copyright infringement. Am I just screwed with what I would love to do because of that? Most of what I make are inspired and not exact copies, but I do get asked to do commissions for costumes, cosplay copies. What can I do?
Well, I know it's not the answer you want to hear, but I think you know what my answer is going to be. It's not safe.
Copyright infringement's copyright infringement.
It's not safe and it's not legal. And I know that a lot of people get away with it, but a lot of people do drugs in their basement too. And eventually a lot of them get caught. So, you know what the risks are. You have to make that choice for yourself. I have had plenty of students though, who have had shops that were like 100% like, trademark images and copyright material. And they've pivoted and started producing their own original designs. And they have done phenomenally well. We've had a sticker shop. We have I don't know if you're here today, but we have somebody who sells tea, who used to do like fantasy inspired teas that were based on like different, more just fantasy general themes. Mm-hmm. And, it's totally fine to make that pivot in order to make your brand more sustainable and, to better your brand and the longevity of your brand.
Linda said raffle early 1900s. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Read The Lord of the Rings and then read Harry Potter and
right.
Tell me that they're written the same way, right? Mm-hmm. 1920s versus 1990s is a big difference. It's a lot different than someone born in the 1970s versus the 1990s. The writing differences are very subtle.
Right.
The terminology is the only thing that's really different. The writing style is almost the same. I have more than one account on my computer, one for family bills, etc., and my shop with email for it. I should run the E-rank on my business page, right? Because everybody keeps sending me ads. I'm assuming you mean your email addresses. I don't quite specifically know what you're asking.
Should I run the E-rank on my E-rank? E-rank, you just make your account and you connect your Etsy shop to it. It's not
an app.
Yeah, it's not like an app or something that
Yeah, it's not an executable program on your computer. It's just a website.
Yeah, it's not like a desktop, like a
It said ads on
yeah.
my family email. Oh, do whatever you want. It's whatever email address you are most comfortable using.
Yeah, we're not, eRank isn't like an extension. That's the word I'm looking for. It's not an extension. It is it's just it's a website. It is a tool that you go and visit.
Most people don't use extensions. You're just a YouTuber.
What? Oh, extensions.
Most things we use are not extensions. They're programs.
Extensions, like
browser extensions.
Browser extensions, yeah.
Yeah, you're just a YouTuber. Nobody uses browser extensions.
That's not true.
Nobody uses browser
Let us know in the chat if you use browser extensions.
Other than your ad blocker that you're stealing our income with. I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
YouTube still gives it to us. I do digital products, so I can't really do the package and order with me type videos. I make crochet patterns. Any alternatives?
Make your products. I'm assuming you know how to crochet, right?
Yeah, do a single crochet of what you're doing. You could do time lapses. You could do time lapses of making your designs in whatever program you use to make your patterns. It's all different kinds of stuff you can use.
You could, title it like, make this crochet pattern with me. Show the pattern, show the finished product, and then show the video, the time lapse. So show the pattern, what the finished product will look like, and then do the video of you making it and, speed it up, obviously. You can do that with CapCut, the CapCut app. And that way, your target customers will know that it is a pattern that you're following.
All these people commenting on the extensions. Y'all really need to learn when somebody's giving somebody crap. This is what I get all the hate for right here. When I'm just being snarky and giving you crap. This is how we play, guys.
ChatGPT isn't working. So if too many people try to use it,
there's a queue. There's a queue sometimes.
I've found that it's best to use it later at night, because that seems to be when less people are using it. But right now it's like almost 1:30, so there's probably a lot of people playing with it.
I've been paid by Etsy. They meant for the bank thing. I was like, cool, good for you. You mentioned managing bad customers with AI. Do you have some examples?
Sure. Like,
did we?
I did it in the email. So with ChatGPT, you could put in a prompt. Man, that was one of the things that I wish we would have done, and now we're out of.
Yeah. I don't care.
So when you go into ChatGPT, you can say, write me a response or write me a message to a customer that explains why I cannot accept custom order returns due to, I don't know, blah, 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 due to whatever reason. Just try to be very, very specific in your requests. You might have to refine it a few times to get it just right. I'm sorry, I absolutely wanted to cover that, but we used up our full quota for the day. You only have 10 prompts for ChatGPT. And then I totally forgot to do that one. But that isn't absolutely a way that you can use it. And we did have one of the people in the chat say that they've used it for that in the past.
I see what you did there, Gilligan.
What?
You keep that dirty thought to yourself. What do you think of the recent flooding of Etsy with digital AI coloring pages forcing out the human coloring book artists? I can't really state my opinion on it because it pisses people off.
Well,
what I would suggest you do is take a scientific approach to everything. Go over to it's a YouTube channel called Legal Eagle. He has a video on AI and art. Should be like one of the last 4 or 5 videos that he uploaded. Go watch that and get an opinion on it, because the majority of people don't understand how these tools work. Some of them use copyright infringement basic techniques to steal things. The other ones are just another way of making art based on simple mathematics. It's a tool. I really can't state my opinion on it because it pisses people off too bad.
Right.
But
well, I mean, okay, so will the trend continue? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not going anywhere.
If people are making money from it and Etsy does not make any rules against it, which they might,
they might, but enforcing it might be impossible.
Right. So basically, will it continue? Yes. If people are making money on it, it will continue. It's people wanting to make money. However, there are a few things that stand out to me, right? People who are trying to get, to do this stuff fast, like I want to make as much money as possible with as little work as possible. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Understandable, right?
Understandable. However, they're not building strong brands.
No, they're
with
not.
Emotion and care
Or consistency.
for the people that they are seeking to help. So what I recommend doing, if you feel like your brand is getting drowned out, I did a fantastic webinar. You don't have to sell print on demand to watch it, though it is on the Printify YouTube channel. That's linked down below. When competition is fierce, build the strongest brand, because what these people cannot do is replicate genuine art styles. And what they cannot do is understand the emotion that goes behind building products like you are, like coloring pages, they're just trying to produce as much as possible. But that likely means that they're getting lazy with the other areas of their business that you could absolutely be taking advantage of, where everything, oh, this is all AI generated. But wait, here's a real artist who really cares about what they do. That might be what more customers start looking out for in the future. So feel free to watch that webinar. It might give you some, new perspectives.
But we are past our time for the day. There was one that I wanted to address. It said, MailChimp for the first 500, then which do you suggest? Do you move them over? If you're getting to a point where you've got 500 people on your MailChimp list, you should probably just stick with it and start paying. The thing is, you're going to have to invest in your business, and the more alternatives you start to sneak things in, the more complicated things are going to get. The more times you use free tools consistently as you grow in order to avoid having to pay for things, the more difficult and complicated things are going to get.
If you've got 500 people on your email, it's likely good to, to start paying anyway, because you're likely making money. And if you're not, you can clean your email list.
It's a tax write-off too, by the way.
MailChimp, the cool thing about it is you can clean your list by looking at, and it's easier for you guys because with the free, you only get one list. You can basically go through and find and segment your list based on the people who don't open your emails anymore, and you can remove them, and you can keep that list as free or for free for a long time. We currently pay, I think MailChimp is $280 for us, and we've got about 60,000 subscribers between all of our lists. Does that sound right?
No, way
30?
less than that.
30?
Yeah, probably about 30.
30? I don't know why I thought 60. 30.
Probably about 30,000. And I mean, a lot of them get cleaned and a lot of them are duplicates.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's about a good 50% are duplicates on average, but those you still get charged for them because they're multiple lists.
Right, until we combine them. But it's
point being, we have a crap ton of people on our email list, and it's only $300. I mean, $300 a month is a lot, but I mean, obviously it pays itself off, right?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for the day. Will I be able to see a rerun? You will always be able to see a rerun of our Friday Beans as long as YouTube does its job right.
Yeah, it'll right when we end here, the video will be replayable.
Give it 2 to 3 minutes. If it's not, sometimes YouTube does its thing, but you should be, if you don't leave this screen, should be able to just zoom it back to the beginning and it should play for you.
Oh, Logan, I just wanted to say thank you for the Post-it note hack in your stories. It's been an absolute game changer for my scatterbrain. That's awesome. Yeah. So
I actually just
got the Legend Planner.
Myself started.
So for those who don't know what she's talking about, I just started a new thing where I've got 3 color sticky notes, and we're done with questions for now. But I've got 3 colored sticky notes, and one is for big wins, so things that are going to take a lot of time. Quick wins, so if we've got a little bit of time on our schedule and we want to get some work done, we can grab a quick win and stick it in our schedule for the day. And urgent, so things that we need to do right away. For example, like our tax stuff, that's an urgent thing we need to do. And basically anytime I think of something I might like to do, or, hey, this might be something fun to do someday. Oh, this is a course I might like to take. I will put it on a sticky note and put it on our wall over here. And then when Mark and I are filling out our planners for the day, which I have a video on the Legend Planner, not a sponsor.
I love this thing. This is the version 2. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I like this one more. She likes the original more.
But basically filling out our planners, if we've got some empty space, we can just go to the wall and grab one of the sticky notes, you know, and do that for the day if we notice that we have a day where we don't have as much to do. So,
ooh, I think this might have happened to me. Where can I find out about the scam? Well, boy, howdy, wouldn't you like to know? She's going to have a video on it on Tuesday. She's going to record it here in about 15 minutes.
Yep. Tuesday, the scam is one that I have been seeing over the last 2 months. One of my students, who is a very high volume seller, she had it happen to her. It is a scam that masks itself as somebody requesting a custom order. They're very specific. It sounds super legit. And yeah, I saw a bunch of Reddit posts about it as well, of people who are getting the same scam. And I was kind of able to trace it to where it came from. So,
don't fall for scams, yo. If something sounds sketchy, it usually is.
yeah. So we will be releasing that on Tuesday. I'm going to be recording it here in a few minutes. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I hope that you guys enjoy, you know, playing with ChatGPT if you want to play with it. Even if you're not using it for your business, it is funny. You can do really funny things.
You can do really, really cool stuff with it.
Yeah, you can write stories. You can write funny, like, little songs. It's silly to play with. It might be fun to play with your kids.
Yeah.
You know, if you need to come up with a bedtime story, like, you know, what do you want your bedtime story to be about today? And your kid's like,
Somebody said they do that.
I want a story about a purple duck who lives
No,
on the
somebody
moon."
said they literally do that. They write bedtime stories for their kids every day.
That's super cute.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's adorable.
so
Somebody else said they had COVID in here as well. I also have COVID.
Aw.
I apologize to all of you who joined late, who didn't know, who got to hear my sexy COVID voice.
Sexy COVID voice.
But I'll get better. Today's day 4.
Yep. Happy St. Patrick's Happy St. Patrick's every day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Have a good weekend, guys, and I guess we'll see y'all next week. Team replay.
Bye-bye.
Puppers has been asleep this whole stream.
Yeah.